What's up, guys? Erebus here, back with some more Dark Souls 3 PvP fun times. Today we're going to be going where no man should ever go, and that's the max level range Gank City for some max soul level PvP. Now my character is not actually max soul level, he's not at 802 yet. He's right around 550 or something absurd like that. And already I have far too many stat points to even pay attention to at this point. And so what we're going to be seeing a lot of today is this kind of high-level PvP that you're witnessing now. And I'm not only mocking the people playing at this level, I'm mocking myself as well. Because there's many of these invasions where I just straight up don't play well. So it's going to be a fun time. It's going to be a journey. But yeah, I definitely don't recommend doing this yourself unless you're completely insane like I am. And here this Havelman's gonna run. Cue the escape music. Or the runaway music. It's that runaway meta that all Havel hosts seem to participate in. But speaking of Havels, not just hosts, but just in general, there's so many Havels at this level. Look at that pro jumping strat. So many fucking Havels at this level, it's really just absurd. I get that it has, you know, the best stats or whatever, armor-wise, but armor also doesn't really matter that much. It depends far more on your capability to hit people and not get hit. So, and a lot of these Havels aren't even necessarily using poise weapons either. So it's not like they're using it for the extra poise, for extra hyper armor. Here I go for the wake up parry on this Sunbro and totally biff it, because I suck. And look at him panic. Starts backing off and rolling away. He's thinking, oh shit, I encountered an invader who's not going to try to heal right away when they get hit. They're actually going to still be aggressive. I better run. Look at that. Thanks, Red. I was totally doing fine until my own teammate killed me because they have no spatial awareness. They didn't even hit the Phantom. Soul levels on Nightmare. You'll essentially be 2 or 3 shot by literally anything. Look at how cute this is, me putting on Bountiful Sunlight thinking that's going to matter. But anyway, yeah, you can get 2 or 3 shot by virtually anything. Everyone's rocking Havels. Everyone is every build at once. You know, using giant strength weapons and then swipping to sorceries or miracles or pyro or all of the above. This guy trying to hit me with a great bow when I'm circling him. Genius. Give him the backstab and the old R2 punch in the face combo. Oh. Now here's somebody who at least gets that armor is not all that important. Granted, they're fairly squishy because of it, but still. Tears saved their life there, and now this Phantom's going to. Wants to rock the straight sword meta, but also wants a giant great shield. Because max soul level. Dear God. The other thing is R1 spams at this level are absurd because the amount of stamina that people have is equally just insane. Have a bomb to the face, sir. Just waiting for the weapon art. The Eldritch for some reason decides it's a good idea to turn his back on the caster host to help me with the Phantom when I clearly did not need help. But that's fine. I'll deal with the host. I don't really care. And they're going to use a greatsword two-handed, so I'm already thinking about the setup parry. Here I miss it for whatever reason, either because latency or because no skill. Doesn't really matter which. But I actually lucked out the Eldritch happened to kill the Phantom. So he's going to come over and do some giant damage with that big sword. And that's it. GG. Let's take a minute now. We'll go check back in on that running Havel that we left a little while ago. See what he's up to. Oh, what a shock. Still running. My chase down's not on point. I forgot during this entire just kind of invasion session, whatever you want to call it, I forgot to bring a better chase down weapon with me. Straight swords are great for roll catching, but when people are sprinting away from you, not as good as, you know, like a spear or a washing pole or what have you. So that's going to be painful. Let's leave him for now. We'll check on him later. Now let's hang out with these gankers. There's only 2 of them at this point in the invasion. There were 3. Look at that. Barker bomb baited. Good job, Sonny Jim. You have a giant weapon. There's very little that you can't do. And getting Barker bomb baited is one of those very few things. He's out of Estus now. His host saved him with those egregious fucking swords that are just giant pieces of rock. Not even really swords. GG, eternally swinging Havel Phantom. Now for this chap. Some kind of discount Artorias. Lucked out there, honestly, with getting that setup parry. That usually does not work out for me. On a longsword. Go ahead and give him the point down since my partner did. This guy was cool, by the way. Cool red partner. There aren't very many of those at this soul level, so when you find one, you gotta be happy about it. Go ahead and invade these guys again immediately. And there's that other phantom that was there before. The white phantom is gone. Go ahead and get the backstab on this chap. And put him down. And, oh look, killed by a partner again. Happens a lot at this level range. Pretty cool guy, though. I actually happened to run into him in the very next invasion, and he threw a little I'm sorry carving for me, which I appreciated. Look at these apples. Just look at them. I can't even really say anything. I don't have anything to say other than fucking look. What is this? What is this madness, and why am I participating in it? I don't understand. There's something vaguely amusing and fun about this soul level range, to be honest. I mean, I did spend a long time here, but it's also just so absurd. So outrageously absurd. People ask on occasion, what's the whole deal with this meta range for soul levels? What's with the soul level meta? It's to prevent crap like this, in part. Because this is just silly. But anyway, that aside, I actually spent probably 2.5 hours or more invading here in Gank City at this level range. It was 2.5 or 3 hours. Video content was around 2 hours worth that I recorded. Which is also why this video is a little bit long-ish. Not compared to some of my older stuff, but still kind of a long video at almost 17 minutes. But I trimmed a lot out of consideration for you guys, because who wants to watch, you know, an hour, 2 hours of this madness? This Phantom trying to heal his dead host. Go ahead and pop him with a backstab. This guy's got to die too. It's just the rules. Let's check back in on Mr. Runs a Lot, see what he's up to. Yep. I'm making fun of this guy in particular, but honestly, there's a lot of this at this soul level too. From all parties involved, whether it's a host who loses his phantoms, or an invader who loses all their partners or has none. Now in this one, I was trying to drag one person away from my red buddy because he was trying to escape. They both end up coming for me. My partner's not coming back, so I'm a little bit screwed here. Oh, and look, a third person with the damn doors. Great. Look at that damage from that soul spear. I don't even know how much health I have, but it's an absurd amount. My vigor is at like 50 or 60. What is this? Go for the backstab there. It gave me the animation, but not the iframes, so GG. Same guys here. Next invasion, go for the plunge. That's another thing about this soul level is there's a lot of activity in that you hit that red eye orb, or, you know, even sit around waiting to be an Aldrich. You're going to get pretty constant invasions. I don't think I waited more than 30 seconds between invasions. except for maybe once or twice when I was specifically trying to go in as an Aldrich. So there is a lot of activity, but it's the same, 5 or 6 people on both sides of the spectrum, both on the host side and on the invader side. And you'll also find at this soul level a lot of people that do both. Towards the beginning of the video, I think it was, there was an Aldrich that we then, I think the second or third clip, also invaded as a ganking host. And that happens a lot. If you pay attention to some of the names, a lot of people pop back and forth between ganking and invading. And you'll see a lot of the same phantoms as well, or, hosts that you'll invade will be phantoms in other people's worlds, and phantoms will be hosts in other worlds, so on and so forth. Look at that damage. Look at that. 1 Vestige, 2 Darksword R1s. Game, set, match. Truly the most skilled PvP. But yeah, so, kind of an interesting thing that there's as much activity as there is, but so few people. Kind of an interesting point of reference, I guess. I don't know. I thought it was worth noting. But, let's look at that mob coming up the stairs. Red's trying to get away, so I'm trying to back off and let him. He just dies anyway. This is a great invasion for me. It really makes me look like the Evo champion MLG superstar that I am. Right here. I'm about to force this guy, and it's going to be the greatest goddamn thing you've ever seen. Ready? Here it comes. Look at that fucking force. He was nowhere near me. Not even in the same goddamn zip code. Yeah. Truly played like a casual. I really, in these invasions, I went back and forth between 2 modes of thinking. Also note this onion bro bowing. He bowed every time when he's part of a gang squad. I found that hilarious. Let's see what this guy's up to. Yeah, nothing. Big shock. So, as I was saying, in these invasions, I found myself doing one of 2 things. Either one, playing relatively well, as well as I typically play, which is, average-ish. Maybe upper tier average, counting PvE players, but, somewhere in there. Or playing completely abysmally. Because it's honestly hard at this soul level to play well, because nobody else has to. I don't know how to really explain that, but when you can 2 or 3 shot somebody, it really doesn't require much skill to lose, or rather to win as a squad. You just surround somebody, give them, each give them 1 R1, and it's about game over. So occasionally I found my skills, at my side, and that felt fine. But other times it felt like I was losing skills that I used to have. And that's kind of wonky. So I am actually, in spite of everything, looking forward to playing at the soul level range a little bit more and seeing what comes of it. This is the last invasion, by the way. This host was summoning high-level dark spirits so that they could go kill invaders without having to deal with the enemies. Real great. This guy, real smart. He's low on health, has no Estus, no cat ring, starts doing jumps and kills himself with gravity. Genius. Additionally, I don't really know how he has that over-leveled sign. We're going to see another one of those in a minute. Another high-level summoned red. Not exactly sure how that over-leveled sign is there when this is the max soul level range, but I guess that means they're probably, soul level 802 or whatever. But I found that kind of odd. And now clearly, by the way, this red has been here for a while and has been dealing with these summoned over-level dark spirits. And the host clearly has no intention of coming anywhere outside of that little circle area. He's just going to infinitely summon. So we have to do something about that. So red takes the summon on, and I start putting pressure on this guy just to keep him off for now. using my Lothric Knight Greatsword. I'm one-handing it because this guy doesn't have a parry tool anyway. See that Perseverance come out, and I want to stay one-handed so I can parry him. Want to go for the setup parry. Just switched to two-handed because I was going to send him to the moon in the middle of his Perseverance instead of parrying. And that was a terrible decision. There, went to go for the setup parry, got guard broken instead. Red Buddy saved me, thankfully. And, yeah, now it's just this little 2v1. This guy, between me and the red, we're putting way too much pressure on him for him to resummon. He's spending all of his energy staying alive. Me and the red hitting each other a couple times because we both have giant weapons. But it's fine. He switches to the curved greatsword, possibly to be less of a pain to me. I'm not sure. Maybe just because it's faster. Look at that synchronized shiv throw. Excellent. Little team point down here. Well deserved, I imagine. I don't really know for sure, but I expect so. Let's check in for one final time on this Havel. See how this turns out. Yeah, it's how it was always going to turn out. It was just going to take frickin' forever. How many goddamn invaders does it take to chase down one host? Anyway, GG to everyone involved. Like I said, this is quite an experience, and I'm looking forward to doing a little bit more of it because I'm a masochist. If you did enjoy it, please like and or subscribe. It would really help me out a lot, and thanks for sticking around. See y'all next time.